Director of Sales and Business Development for American Hairlines, and I'm very excited to be your host. Today, we'll be talking about how easy and how lucrative it can be to add non-surgical hair replacement to your services menu. So while we wait for a few others to join the live, I can tell you that 2024 is American Hairlines' 45th anniversary, and I'm proud to say we've been the leader in non-surgical hair replacement since 1979, providing life-changing products that bring confidence back to clients experiencing hair loss. Professionals like yourself rely on our consistent quality of hair replacement systems, which are all handcrafted with innovative features and 100% human hair for a look that is remarkably natural. So what's really, really exciting about today's live is that we're going to be giving away $500 towards an American Hairlines certification workshop. To enter to win, all you need to do is ask the questions in the comments. It's that simple, and the winner will be announced at the end of the live. So stay tuned. Today, we're going to be speaking with some amazing hair professionals. One, I'd like to introduce Brandie Reyes. She's in Phoenix, Arizona. She has her own successful salon, Elements of Hair. Brandie has been doing hair for about 25 years and was also an undercover boss. So I'd like to welcome Brandie Reyes. Welcome, Brandie.
Hi, Gina. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Master Barber and American Hairlines brand ambassador, Wade Mendez, also known as Wade the Barber. Welcome, Wade.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Hi. So for those of you that don't know, Wade's been in the barber industry for about 13 years. He has an impressive clientele. He's been featured on many television shows and news publications such as Forbes, Yahoo Finance, HBO Vice, BET, NPR, The Real, and topping it all off with the Rachel Ray Show.
Yeah.
So Wade's also, he opened up his first barbershop, the W Loft in downtown Glen Burnie, Maryland in 2011, and has since expanded with 2 additional locations. Always looking to level up his skills, Wade took to leap to become a certified hair loss specialist, becoming one of the first barbers to offer custom units for men. So we're really excited to have him. And with that said, let's talk to these 2 amazing pros and get some great answers for everyone watching. So also, one more thing, y'all, don't forget, ask questions in the comments and we'll get them before we get off, okay? So with that said, let's start with you, Wade. Can you tell us how you built your brand using hair replacement?
Okay, cool. So pretty much, first I started off, just a quick little story. I started off just experimenting with it. There was a young lady at my shop. She was doing locks and she was adding hair to locks. So kind of light bulb went up in my head. We did an install on somebody, and played around with it. We didn't know what we were doing. It wasn't like a real unit, it was like we were just adding hair to his crown area, right? Threw it on Instagram and it went viral. It went crazy. Then I ended up going to Tony Love's class, and that's actually how I got certified in hair loss. I took her class. She taught me a lot of like the legal things, the technical terms, and all that stuff or whatever. And that's how I kind of got into this whole space. And that's pretty much, I built my clientele from social media and word of mouth, honestly. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. That's really cool. Social media has a big impact on this industry, with the before and after in videos. So
it was a thing of, people from different countries, people from different areas, different places started coming to see me. And I was kind of like a fish out of water because I didn't know everything that I needed to know per se. And I was still figuring it out as I went. But I started back in 2015, and I can say like I've learned so much over the years. And it's been a great process, great journey, and a great career, honestly.
But, that says a lot about wanting something and going out on a limb, right? And
Yeah.
saying, hey, this is where I'm going to start. This is where it's going to take me. And it's, brought you to such a amazing, opportunities, right?
Yeah. Changed my life, and a lot of impact, a lot of money. This is crazy. I never thought you could even get here in this.
Well, we love hearing that.
Yeah, for sure. We love that.
Yeah. So, Brandie, you've been doing this for quite some time as well. Can you share a little bit about how you built your business?
I started this many, many years ago when the industry was quite a bit different. Back when we did a lot more of what people look at today as toupees, if you will. I was 18 years old. I started working at this salon, and that's what they did. Fast forward years later, I was working at a salon, and I was kind of tired of what I was doing, to be quite honest with you. I was really starting to feel like if I put one more bad toupee on somebody, that's it. I'm done. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. American Hairlines came into our salon and did makeovers on all of our clients with all of the new technology that had come out at the time. And this opened an entire new world for me, and it brought fun back to it. You got to play, you got to create styles that people wanted out of it. I stayed there for a while. Eventually, I wound up buying the salon that I'm at now. So I've always been in the hair replacement side of the industry. I don't really know the other side of the industry very well.
But this side became, sounds like a passion for you, something that you really enjoy doing.
I loved it. I couldn't see myself working in a salon day in and day out, just doing haircuts or just doing color. The creativity that hair replacement allows you and the freedom that it allows you to do whatever you want to do. If you can dream it, you can imagine it, you can actually create it in this side of the industry. So that's what I love, is the creative aspect of things.
Yeah, it sounds like you both have such a true passion for this part of the industry and wanting to make your clients feel so happy and confident. And everything else is kind of just second nature for you guys. So that's pretty amazing. Before we continue on, just another reminder to everyone, make sure you're asking those questions and in the comments section, and you'll also be enrolled into our to earn $500 toward the certification. So we're really excited about that. Keep those questions coming. Speaking of questions, the next question, Wade. Can you tell us a little bit about how you were able to target your clientele and what certain practices you used to do that? You had mentioned social media. Yeah. So that was probably a part of it, but how did you know where to target? How did you know how to go after these people?
Well, pretty much social media. So I was fortunate to come into this industry before it really got popular for Afro-American and textured hair like that, So I can say I probably had a hand in making it more popular for my communities and a few other communities. And so I think it was a thing that it was something people have never really saw before. So that kind of helped with the social media influx and all the news and all the publications and stuff like that, because it's like, oh, wow, we never saw this for Afro-American hair like that. Yeah, we saw it maybe here and there, but it never looked really good. It just looked like a rug, maybe just on somebody's head, looking crazy. So that's when I come with my barber skills and make it look a little more like, try to make it as natural as possible and match it and stuff like that. So I would say the social media really did. All I had to really do is throw a picture up. And at the time I already had some followers or whatever. So I was already into celebrity barber, cutting celebrities and stuff like that. But getting into this industry, so I already had a little foundation, I guess. So I would say social media that helped. But also I tell people all the time, if you do great work and try to do your best and just be masterful in whatever you're doing, and you put it on social media, the clients are going to come because you can make a post right now and somebody in another country can see what you're doing, somebody in another state. And I always tell my students and people that come to me, like, don't just look at your area. Don't just look at your local city, because people travel for this service. You know, I have people that come from Belgium. I have people that come from Canada. They come from the islands. They come from different states all the time. You know, so it's like, don't limit yourself to just your local city, because this is a global thing. This is it's a great thing. But I think, you know, just being masterful at what you do, because you can just throw a picture up, but if it's not good, then it's not going to bring clients. So I think word of mouth is also a great thing. I have a lot of clients that they'll come and then they'll tell their friends and they'll tell their family, and then that way, you know, there's other people that come to me as well from word of mouth as well.
Well, I think that kind of reminds me of if you build it, they will come, kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like you know, again, going back to that passion and wanting to be successful in that business, you kind of set yourself up for success by, you know, being and kind of the essence of what you're doing to kind of get to where you are. So, Brandie, back to you. How did you target your clientele?
So stepping into the salon, doing this, a lot of our clientele, we grew organically over the years, slowly, word of mouth. Then we kind of go back to the social media thing. So you don't necessarily have to be that person that is putting those videos on TikTok. So what Wade does and his content and all of those things, and people see it. And then of course, you know, I have clients that come in for consultations all the time. Well, I saw this video on TikTok, or I saw this, so I searched you guys out and they found our website. Simply because of what social media has done to our industry, finding clients in this day and age is not difficult. I mean, we're doing anywhere right now from, you know, 5, 6, 7 consultations a week. And what's awesome is they know what this is, they know what it entails, and they come in basically, and it's our job to educate them in the differences of what they're looking for, and to, you know, explain to them the differences, the different types of bonding, and give them all of their options. And then we let them choose. It's made, honestly, social media has made the industry a lot more transparent. I feel like it's done wonders, but it doesn't necessarily have to be your social media. So for us, we have a hair replacement website. So when people go to the internet and start searching for hair replacement in their area, our website pops up. So that's, I think social media plays a big role into the new clients that we're getting, but I'm not always the best at social media.
So over time and over the years, getting new clients has always been, so you've built your business, but you're able to still get new clients through, you know, social media or word of mouth, it sounds like. Is that correct?
And also having a website. Just having a website was just like, you know, people Googling and finding your website and your search engine words that, you know, that you have. Male unit, man weave, hair replacement, different things will populate when people are looking and searching for sure. Yeah. I forgot to add the website. I think my website did that helped a lot too.
That's a big one. So your keywords on your website are a big part of. So, you know, if you want to offer those hair replacement services in your salon, make sure that you do maybe a hair replacement, you know, page on your website.
Right.
And American Hairlines does offer a lot of great materials for you to be able to use on your website.
Very true. So we do have some questions here. I just want to answer some of them. I believe Diana Sykes wants to know, do we have product on hand or do we special order? So we do. American Hairlines, of course, has a full inventory of stock, and we also do custom made units. We have a fantastic customs department, and they are really good about making sure we meet the needs of you and your clients. For more information, just DM us your contact and we'll contact you that way. Brandie, did you want to add anything to that?
So as far as our specific salon goes, we keep a lot of pre-custom or stock systems on hand. We also do a lot of custom orders. So it really just kind of depends on that individual client need. But I try to always have, you know, things on hand just in case for that client that walks through the door, and people like instant gratification. So having a few things on hand is never a terrible idea.
Especially if you perhaps have a new client coming in and want to be able to, have something to offer them or show them pretty quickly. Another question we have is Preston Norris. Where are the workshops generally held? Well, we're asking the right person, Preston. Brandie?
Kansas City.
We have our workshops over in Kansas, and Brandie is one of the educators who actually leads the certification courses.
And it's a great course. Brandie does a great job. Her and is it Diana?
Yeah.
Diana? Yes.
Diana.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they do. Thank you, Wade. They really, really do.
I'll take them myself, for sure.
So another question for y'all would be, so you've expanded your clientele, you've generated more income, but a lot of our clients, the question I hear the most is how you developed your menu services. That is one I constantly get asked. And well, we offer different suggestions with each individual customer based on their business needs. I'm sure this group of people would love to hear how you guys do this. So Wade, why don't we start with you?
Okay. Well, so it's just about fulfilling a need. So I do different things to add on my menu. That there are some people that don't want an actual unit. So I do custom things as well, where they may want a certain look. Let's say it's more so a look generated thing. So I offer different types of units and different type of services to accommodate the need of my client. So I believe in not keeping yourself in a box. I believe in making sure that you appeal to everybody, and I try to do that. And so that's why I spent so many years of just training and trial and error to make sure that I can accommodate everybody that sits in my chair. So that's pretty much how I do that.
And Brandie, And Brandie, how about you? What is it that you like? How do you expand that clientele, or how do you take it to the next level? Like, what is it that you would offer for these services?
So I'm pretty much 100% hair replacement. We don't do anything other than that in the salon. But as far as, there are different bonding techniques. Some people want to do something that's a daily wear. Some people want to bond hair on. Some people, we cater to each individual client, and I have absolutely no problem. You've got your color services you charge for. You have your service where you take the unit on and off and you put that back on that you charge for. You have, we've done Brazilian blowouts for women on their hair system. So we try to really expand as far as everything you can do in a regular salon. We want to be able to offer that as best to our capability to all of our hair replacement clients as well.
So your menu could be almost of an a la carte kind of menu based on needs of each individual. They can pick off of it. This is what I need. This is what I need. And do you guys do like based on that a la carte? Does there end up being like a monthly fee, or do you guys just put it all unit and then month or a la carte fees?
I actually will offer both. So I have clients that really like to know exactly what they're spending all the time and budget it out. And we do a monthly fee, and that includes the amount of units that they get on a yearly basis. I have clients that don't want to do that. They just want to buy them as they go and as needed. And I'm perfectly fine with that as well. We used to do our monthly fees that would include service. After COVID, we no longer do that anymore. Service is separate from the hair fee. It just made it much easier with price increases for everything these days, with hair, with our service products and things like that. It just became easier to separate that a little bit.
Thank you. A couple more questions, guys, coming in. One of them is, how do you decide which product to start with and how many?
So if you look at your client that you're doing your consultation with, one of the things I always look at first is how much hair does this person have on the sides of their head? We don't want to put more hair on the top of their head than they have on the sides. That gives me an idea of what different units that we can take a look at. I will usually pick 2 or 3 units, give them the pros and cons of each of those units, and let them make the decision. Again, my job isn't to sell anybody. My job is to educate them on the differences. Each unit has a different type of longevity to it. So one unit might last, 1 month, one unit might last 2, one unit might last 3. And that's kind of, and what is that client's expectation? I want to see photos of that client that they've picked out, that this is what they want their hair to look at. And I can kind of guide them towards what type of unit. When we pick that specific unit, obviously we know how long that unit's going to last, and that's going to tell us how many systems we're going to need per year.
Very good. Very good. Another question for you guys is, do you price by the hour or set prices? So we kind of talked about that a little bit, but getting more specific, is it going to be by the hour in the a la carte menu, or is it still by service?
For me, it's kind of a little bit of both, if you will. I have a 1-hour service charge and I have a 2-hour service charge. I don't differentiate between men or women. I have men that'll take 2 hours. I have women that'll only take an hour. So we have that's kind of how we set up our pricing per hour, if you will.
So it would be, let's just say $50 for the hour of 1 hour or 2 hours, for example. And then you would do a la carte, whatever the options are needed for that client.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Wade, do you do something similar or something different? How do you kind of manage
I price by the service, because I know for most units, it's going to take us around about the same amount of time, anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. So, and I don't do long hair, like female hair. I kind of, what I'm saying, I do women, but more short style. So they're not going to take anything longer than an hour and a half, So,
right.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense just to do it individually on yours because of the time frame.
Service. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the great thing about non-surgical hair replacement is, but depending on demographics, depending on lifestyle of the client and what needs to be done for the client, pricing could become very specific to your business structure. We're offering several different ideas to do that and what's going to work for the business. So I appreciate you both sharing that information. Now, before I ask my final question, this is your last chance to enter to win our $500 off our 2024 American Hairlines certification course. So don't forget, by posting questions in the comment, you automatically enroll. Our final question this afternoon for these two amazing people is, if you could give one piece of advice or do one thing differently, what would you do? What would be different? What's the piece of advice you would give? Let's start with you, Wade.
Man, I wouldn't say anything differently per se, but the piece of advice I would say is work on your finishing skills. Make sure that you do your best job at all times, because your client is a walking billboard, and if they see if a person sees your work, that's how a lot of times you're going to get more work. You're going to get more business. So I would say your finishing skills, work on that. The finishing touches to make sure everything is looking natural as possible. And I think that's the major piece of advice as far as the service, that you're providing.
Any advice you can give them on that, the wrench in the road where they're not sure if this is it or not?
Yeah. So there were times when I was first starting off, I would say as well, because I was trying to figure it out as I went. So there were times where I'm midway through a unit and I'm just like, this is not turning out how I thought. Like, this is crazy. It's not going to look good. It's going to be a mess. But don't give up. Don't give up. Just stick through it, stick in there, hang in there, and just follow it through, because the end goal is going to be it's going to be amazing. And a lot of people do get discouraged if you don't bill your clients as fast as you would like as well. But definitely stay consistent and stay true to it, and things will get better. Clients will come. You just have to work on your business, the business side of everything as well too. So, yeah.
Very true. Very, very true. And Brandie, any, words of wisdom you can give to these, stylists and barbers wanting to either change their menu services or increase their prices or just start from the beginning? Anything you can offer to give them?
I think the one thing I hear a lot when I'm doing classes is people are afraid. People are afraid of making a mistake. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. You will learn a lesson from every mistake that you make, and you will grow and get better at what you do. The great thing about hair replacement is, if it doesn't turn out right the first time, you can always redo it the next time. Don't be afraid to jump in, give it a chance. One of the things that I have heard from Wade today, which I think is absolutely awesome, is he was just like, well, I just decided I wanted to do this, so I jumped in and did it. That's the attitude that you have to be successful at this. If you're afraid, you're going to struggle. Just jump in and do it.
I love that. It's kind of, I always say, you only fail if you don't try, right? So it's just getting out there and trying and seeing if this is going to work, and you can make it work. You both found ways to overcome a lot of the obstacles along the way, and you guys have created amazing, successful businesses. So that says a lot about, keep trying. Well, now that we've heard from two experts on how they grew their brands, clientele, and made more money in hair replacement, I'm going to encourage everyone on this live to enroll into our American Hairlines certification courses. We have our soonest one is next month, February 25th and the 26th in Kansas. We definitely would love to see you there. There's a QR code on your screen. Y'all can scan it and get more information on the class. And Brandie has been an instructor for us for years. She can tell you more about it. Brandie?
So one of the things I love about our classes, we actually try to keep our class sizes fairly small to make sure that everybody is getting that individual attention that they need. We start giving you a very strong foundation. We want you to know all of our systems, how long they last, what each one is a good match for. Going on to our hands-on, so you actually get your entire kit. You put a system on, you learn to color it, you learn to cut it. We go through different various techniques. There's not a right or wrong technique. You can take everything you learn, you can create your own with it. We encourage you to do that. I think we have created an amazing class for people.
I agree, obviously. I think we do a great job for existing stylists and barbers and new stylists and barbers. I think it's a great opportunity. I can't tell you how many times somebody's left the class who've been doing this for 25 years and said, oh my gosh, I totally forgot XYZ, or oh my gosh, I totally didn't realize this was something we can do. So it's great for everyone. With that said, everyone, we have a winner. I'd like to announce Diana Sykes. Congratulations, you're a winner. That's fantastic. Right. We're very excited to have you joining us at our American Hairlines certification course in Kansas. Please remember to DM us your contact info so we can get a hold of you as soon as possible. Wade and Brandie, is there anything else you'd like to add before we say goodbye to these amazing folks?
I think I'm good. Thank y'all for having me today.
It's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Brandie, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. We really enjoyed this opportunity. We hope you all enjoyed it too. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Gina.
All right.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Bye.